I'm saying this in the simplest way I can. Tariffs decreased the economy of foreign nations.
No, it didn't.
And
China actually saw record sales in the first quarter after the tariffs were implemented on Liberation Day. Actually, for all of 2025, they saw an increase in their exports.
but that's
I think
the and for
only the first quarter of 2026 did they see a slight decrease, but it wasn't a significant enough for them to blink at it. They actually saw an increase. Hi,
Oh,
Travis, you're on air. How are you doing today?
okay. All right. Hey, I'm doing all right. You chilling? You chilling?
Yeah.
Good. Um, yeah. So I didn't know when I was on air. I didn't. I was listening to the whole conversation. I just didn't know. Um, yeah. So on your thing, it says Trump is ruining America.
Yes. Why are you
I
still
disagree.
supporting Donald Trump?
Um. Okay. I don't see those as one and one. And this is a high school level conversation here, as opposed to like you know a lower level conversation here. I don't mean that in a proud way, but yeah, I would say Trump is not ruining America. Sorry, I have 5 kids. If you hear them screaming in the background, um,
Okay.
uh, Trump is not ruining America, but he is exposing. Does that make sense? I can elaborate if need be.
um, can I ask you just to get ahead of the game? Are you an accelerationist, a nihilist?
No.
Go ahead, continue to elaborate then.
Okay. So I think there's been a lot of deep seated things uh, that have been present in our Congress and in our executive branch um, that are just now becoming obvious to the general public. I remember years ago, I would tell my dad, if I wanted to watch a bunch of middle schoolers debate, I would sign into a uh, congressional hearing. It's becoming kind of crazy. So the things that Trump is saying are to the point where, like, it's things that you would expect in like a sci-fi, hyper political thriller. That's what that's the kind of level that he's operating. Um, and if you don't believe me, all you got to do is just look at his Truth Social. Now, I don't think Trump has the power to destroy the democratic system because, as many politicians have explained decades and decades ago, that this system is dedicated to correcting itself. And I think that's where we're at. I think we're at a cusp where things are like correcting itself. It just had to become this extreme. Now, I have voted for Donald Trump in the past for this very reason, because I think if we went with the Democratic Party, that the things that are hidden would still stay hidden. But the way that our government works is still clearly wrong. And Trump is the one who has been willing to go balls to the walls. He's been the one that's been willing to like go all the way, and literally act like a middle school person who is
All right, I
under the
have ADHD. I can't do this. I am so sorry. Um,
do it.
you
Okay.
lost me about
No,
7 paragraphs in.
I heard
explain it.
balls to the
Is there
walls,
a
and I could just think
policy?
all I could hear was Ludacris and going like to the windows. Okay. I was
Um,
muted on
uh,
purpose because I was like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I did it anyways.
right. Right.
No.
When
Yes,
did
so in
Trump
theory, if our
kill
process, our constitution works the way that it's supposed to, then yes, the executive branch of government cannot just pull away the authority that the other two branches of government share equally with them. However, they have previously continuingly limited their own power that they can assert over the executive branch of a government. For example, Trump v. United States, or maybe it's Trump v. Texas, I can't remember which one, where the Supreme Court granted all presidents partial immunity for acts
Yep.
of official powers, right? And then it shows even now with Congress and refusing to vote on the War Powers Act in order to demand that hostilities cease in Iran and that our troops come home. And in fact,
Yep.
now that we look at Iran, in fact, we just fired at them again. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
is that what you
And but
got in the
here's
yeah,
now
comments?
yeah.
is part
Why does that
is
always
and
happen during negotiations?
the
Oh, sorry.
brief
Go ahead, caller.
of what is to come, which is a which is a bucking against the almighty power of the executive branch. I mean, he's already digging on the site where the Arc de Trump is supposed to be. It's as the Democrats say, is East Wing 2.0. But people are starting to realize that. And I think the uprising that's coming right now, you being one of the obvious, I mean, the most present examples, you are starting to call this out. So many thousands of others, including in legacy news, legacy news formats, are starting to call this out. Then we're going to be able to buck up against it. Reveals, it's like pulling out a splinter. It shows what's wrong, and we're able to remove it. Now, I did vote for Trump for
The
that
Ark
very
isn't
reason.
going up at the White House, just so you know.
Say it again.
The Arc de Trump isn't going up at the White House.
No. I said like the East Wing of the White House.
Oh, okay.
The Arc de Trump is going up over by the Arlington cemetery.
That's even worse.
But if you look right
Arlington
now,
Cemetery is for our fallen war veterans. He can fuck all the way off with that shit.
there's already construction site there, and they're saying it's to test the soil, but it's a blocked off construction zone. And
Okay,
they had
Travis.
so
Travis.
I think
Travis.
that what's up?
Is there a policy that you agree with, or a particular, like, something that that you think is helping the American people, like helping them, like a policy?
Mm-hmm.
You're awesome.
What is it?
That Trump has introduced.
That'd be a great start. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Well, as long as what I just said was understood. Yeah. I do believe that before the war in Iran, Trump was acting as if America was first. I'm not claiming that he had America first in his mind.
That's
but
still not
there's
true.
so many
Argentina, $40 billion.
What'd you say?
Said Argentina, $40 billion.
No, not that. And not even necessarily the Venezuela thing either. But I do think that in his mind, he was keeping America first.
Not even in his
100%.
own mind. It's always been Trump first. Donald Trump has managed to increase his wealth by almost double. in his
Oh,
first
of course.
how
I
many
mean,
months?
insider
14
trading,
months? 14, 15, 16
insider
months in
trading.
office.
Like, if you look at the, every quarter, if you're in office, you have to say what investment you've made over $1,000 into the stock market, and those have the majority of those have been with things just before he's ruled in their favor or taken them to China. So I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but I do think that America, at the very beginning of his second term, was prospering more because of maybe his own selfish agenda. Would you disagree?
I didn't understand the question. Or actually, I think I just zoned out. I'll be honest. I need you to get to your
Simplify.
point faster.
Trump was working in the advantage of America, while his agenda and America's agenda were aligned.
When was that? How were they aligned?
And that was at the beginning of his second term.
In what way and how was it aligned?
Tariffs,
No.
getting oil.
Tariffs don't help the
from-
United States. They don't help the American people. It's not
They do.
American first. How?
They do.
How?
Which one? Tariffs or Venezuela? Which one you want me to cover first?
Tariffs. I didn't even say Venezuela.
Sorry, say it again, please.
Tariffs.
Tariffs, yes. Okay, so the tariffs decrease the economy of, and I'm saying this in the simplest way I can. Tariffs decrease the economy of foreign nations.
No, it didn't.
And-
China actually saw record sales in the first quarter after the tariffs were implemented on Liberation Day. Actually, for all of 2025, they saw an increase in their exports.
But that's
I think
the-
only the first quarter of 2026 did they see a slight decrease, but it wasn't significant enough for them to blink at it. They actually saw an increase. What we actually saw occurring was countries like Canada, they reached out to other countries outside of the United States and said, let's make trade deals. They made trade deals with other countries to start up their trading and cut out the United States, which Donald Trump has been very upset about. And because the IEEPA tariffs were ruled to be unconstitutional, Donald Trump was trying to circumvent Congress and SCOTUS again by utilizing, I think it was Section 122, or maybe it was 121. I can't remember which section offhand. That's a blanket tariff with a blanket amount that cannot be assigned as a different amount per country, which then also eradicated our other trade deals that we had with countries like the United Kingdom, the European Union. And now Donald Trump is throwing an additional temper tantrum because they didn't sign off on the trade deal, because the trade deal terms are no longer in effect.
Right.
They're currently paying
However-
less, or sorry, not they. They currently have less tariffs being imposed on their exports coming into the United States than previously, than the agreement was.
However, Ari, the difference is that the demand, and so where has our demand been redirected to? What is the supply? The supply.
We, according to the BEA or the BAE, I can't remember. I get that. The Bureau of Economic Analysis, sorry, BEA .gov. We saw our importing is continuing to increase quarter over quarter, year over year. We have not seen a decrease in our foreign imports. We've seen an increase in our foreign imports.
Yep.
So the demand is still coming from overseas. It has not increased the demand at home.
I What do
You're
you mean? Like, the
awesome.
demand is at home because that's the final resting place of these products.
Coming from foreigners, yes.
Well, sometimes from foreigners, but when he put tariffs on, then those foreigners went to other countries, and then we ended
Only
up
certain
fulfilling
countries did, like
from
Canada,
our country.
Australia, China.
Right. But we had to fulfill those exports or fulfill that demand from within our own country, which boosts our own economy. That's got to make sense.
No, because our exports did not increase either. They did not increase at the same level as our imports increased.
Right. But our internal economy was boosted. You can't deny that.
No, it's not. Our consumer confidence is down. The consumer confidence in the market of the United States of America is down. So yes, I can absolutely disagree that demand increase at home. It's down.
Because
Because of tariffs and the increase in prices and the increase of gasoline as well. That's a new facet that's been added on. But because of tariffs and the increase in prices on goods that are not going to come back down just because they were ruled to be illegal by SCOTUS, right? And in fact, they are now having to refund. The government is refunding corporations, not the individuals that end up paying the higher price. Credit card debt is up. You can listen to Kevin Hassett, who brags about it, thinking that somehow it's a good thing. Foreclosures are increasing for your average American consumer, which is also a negative economic indicator. So no, sir, like consumer confidence is down. This is seen and this is displayed in multiple ways. Again, credit card usage is up. People are spending above their limits. They're not confident enough to spend their own money, so they're utilizing credit in order to purchase things, or maybe they don't have the money in order to purchase things. Foreclosures are up. Small business bankruptcies are up.
But you gotta understand, like, what
Unemployment
industries.
is up.
Foreclosures are up. I completely agree with that. Trust me, I've just watched, and I have a family with young, and I've been trying to find housing, and I understand that even the housing market sucks. However, I mean, a simple indication would be the gas. Before the Iran war, even before Venezuela, even before when but going back to when he placed the initial tariffs, when he first came into office during the second term, it showed that our economy was able to be more self-sufficient without those exports.
No, it didn't. Again, the imports, our foreign imports increased after the tariffs. So that would be the opposite of what you're saying. We would in fact have seen it go switch around. But in fact, our trade deficit that Donald Trump has said is a horrible thing. Our trade deficit has increased. It's gone up, not down. If the tariffs were working, our trade deficit would have gone down, but instead it's gone up. This isn't real in any reality. Like, you're not in the same reality as us.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you think that the tariffs have somehow increased demand at home for our products here, you are wrong.
Demand. It has not increased demand. The demand has stayed the same.
So the tariffs did nothing except hurt the American consumer.
The demands have stayed the same.
So the tariffs
Yeah.
did nothing except for hurt the American consumer.
Say it again, please.
So the tariffs have done nothing except for hurt the American consumer.
I disagree. I love you too.
What?
I assume that was to his kid.
What? No, I just saw. I'm watching the live stream. I think you did a heart, so I with your hands. So
That was to me. That was to me
Oh.
because I
Oh.
had. That was to me. Yeah.
Okay.
That was to me, yeah.
Call me a fool. Call me a fool. All good.
Gladly.
Yes. So, anyways, I'm saying that Trump made a move so that if imports from other countries increased, we would win, and increase it if imports decreased, we would still win because those demands would be placed upon the American economy, which would further revitalize our own buying and selling power from within America. That's got to make sense. That's got to make sense.
Nope, our buying and selling power has not gone up into a significant amount. Again, credit card usage has increased. Small business bankruptcies have increased. Foreclosures have increased. Consumer confidence is down. So that's why I say tariffs have done nothing except to hurt the American consumer.
I understand, but I do understand what the GPA.
Grade point average?
No, sorry. The GPD. My fault.
GDP?
GDP?
Gross domestic production, which is still not.
Yeah.
It's
yes.
We had the lowest one in Q4, I believe it was. The lowest growth of GDP. Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, so I don't know if you're walking around and losing service.
That's my fault. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's significantly better.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, so like he has positioned us at the very beginning of his term, after everyone voted, right? At the very beginning, things were going well. Things have turned poorly since then.
It was not going well even at the beginning. Again, like the tariffs have done nothing except for hurt the American consumers. That's not American first in any way. Thank you, Andrea.
Okay, so this is where you and I are probably missing each other. I'm talking about America as a whole, not the individual American consumer. Like, my life hasn't gotten that much better because of the tariffs, but I think America has. Does that make sense?
By what metric? Because like Ari has gone through every metric that has shown that that is not the case. So by what metric do you think?
I think by our own. You could take it. I think by inflation, things have not necessarily gotten better for the American consumer. Does that make sense?
Nope.
But wait.
Didn't you say
would you
America as a whole?
Yeah.
No. By American individual consumers, things have not gotten better for the American consumer.
So how has that helped America as a whole? Still waiting?
Yeah, but it has helped America as a whole.
How? By what
namely
metric?
the American government.
Oh, wait, the American government and the fact that we are having to refund $185 billion? Yeah, it's doing great.
Since when are we going to refund 180? When is that going to happen?
The IEEPA tariffs were deemed to be unconstitutional. And so the American government has already said, okay, we have to refund that, which is totals about $185 billion.
But how many things has Trump done that's been unconstitutional? It's like countless. That's not going to happen.
Okay, what are you fighting against right now?
I'm not
other
sure
than
this is.
reality.
I'm not trying to.
Guys, there's $36 left in the goal if you want to fulfill that. That'd be great.
You know the drill.
Let me see if. Give me a second. Got to pull up my Cash App. I take it you just really don't want to talk to me. Okay. Hey, I can hang up. That's no problem. Thanks for talking to me, guys.
No, it's okay. You can pull up the Cash App. It's cool.
Yeah, you can still pull that up.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Dean said the point didn't just go over his head. It's like the point is aboard the ISS.
Say that again. Aboard the ISS.
Yeah, I don't know what the ISS is either. I'll be honest. So.
Yeah, neither do I.
Like USS. Okay, so okay, Travis. This is where we're having issues. We'll ask you a question, and then you answer the question, and then you contradict your statements. And so I don't think you I don't know if you actually support what's going on, and you just need somebody to talk to because 5 kids is a lot, or I'm very confused what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the question?
The question is, are you actually still supporting Donald Trump and not because for instance, we talked about finance, or we talked about econ, and Ari explained the different ways that economically we are not doing well. Okay, and then you were like, but we are doing well, and we were like, how? And you were like,
because
inflation,
which is not doing great.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'll say it this way. I do not support Donald Trump, but I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary for him to play this out so that the justice system can then kick in with its built-in guardrails, including people like you and I, who are able to recorrect more towards the center. So if you look throughout,
we have no center
years,
party or a leftist party in the United States of America. Every party is on the right.
What? Every party's on the right?
Yes.
Yes, when looking at it in a global standpoint,
think about like a baseline and then like a sign form, or I'll say
somebody remind me what that's called. What's the Overton window has shifted extremely to the right in American politics. Again, we have no leftist party on a global scale. That's why when people get so offended when I say liberals are on the right, it's because it is. In the United States of America, they're the right-leaning party. And even if you look at liberalism in, let's say, Japan, the Liberal Party is considered an authoritarian-leaning, right-leaning party. I'm just pointing that out there. That's the current one that's currently been elected into power in Japan.
Nonetheless, moving towards the quote-unquote left is moving towards the center.
Yes, in this case, in the United States, that would be the case, but we're so far behind, that's not what's going to happen.
It is exactly what's going to happen. Just watch over the next 2 years. It's exactly what's going to happen. And you have even people in the quote unquote far right who are actually pushing for that to happen. You can't disagree with me on that. Even freaking Tucker Carlson or Megyn Kelly or Candace Owens or any of those
In a
people that
polling done by the Democratic Party with registered Democrats and including independents, they
yeah,
found that the only thing that they want the Democratic Party to move further left on is universal health care. Everything else, they believe that they should either be more center or further right on the topics. Again, we have
exactly.
no leftist party in the United States of America. Our Overton window is fucked.
You're proving my point
No,
because
I'm not.
it
It's just what,
moves
like,
towards the center,
nope,
which
they don't
you
even
are
want them
calling
to. Again, I've already
party,
explained this to you. They want them to either move further right or stay in the center, which again is still on the right. The only thing they want them to move left on, which is moving to the center, is healthcare.
which is what we call guardrails. They're guardrails to keep them from moving more towards the right. And those who, like me, want
There are
them
no
to move
guardrails anymore.
towards the right,
Our Congress has capitulated. SCOTUS has given up their power to, again, like, presidents
no,
now
but
have partial immunity against their actions as long as it's considered an official act of Congress. So
hear me here.
I would rather not,
The people
Travis.